So if we look at the Hit and Run range, we've got 4 key colours in it. We've got red, we've got pink, we've got white, and we've got yellow. Now they will all work all of the time. And one of the things that I wanted to put into that when I designed it was different flavour attractors, so they work at all sorts of levels as well. So rather than just having one smell, they've actually got combinations of 3 smells and a sweetener as well. So there's 3 different types of smell and 3 different identifying smells as well. And they work specifically with each other. So some of them are old school classics. They're absolutely brilliant. Sniff them, see if you can work out what they are. I'm not going to tell you, it's a trade secret, but just have a sniff, see if you can work out what it is. The key with the Hit and Runs though is the colour side of things. And they will all work at any time of year, in any water conditions, if you're presenting them right, no problem whatsoever. But they do have standout attributes. So for example, white, particularly with the flavour combination that we've got in it, is a known winter colour and the known winter flavour. Now white works very well in winter because there's not a lot of light around. If you think about it, it's grey, it's dull, it's dark a lot of the time, and white grabs an awful lot of light. So the white baits work best either in dull conditions where it's clear water, or alternatively bright conditions, once again in clear water, because it grabs as much light as it can and really stands out. Yellow, interestingly, yellow is actually quite camouflaged because weed is green. The water, if you look across anything that we do, that is green as well. All of this underwater footage, just have a look, you'll see it's greeny yellow. And if you go to the greeny yellow end of the spectrum, actually those baits blend in quite well. Obviously on bright clear water days, they'll stand out a lot more, but in duller conditions, especially if there's a lot of green and yellow around, they'll actually be camouflaged as opposed to really bright. Now red is a really standout colour, and you'll see our red is a really, really vibrant red. It's not a dull, boring one, it's really vibrant. That's not by mistake, that is by design. And the reason it's by design is because red is very, very visible underwater in any clarity. So if it's clear, it stands out like a sore thumb because there isn't an awful lot below the surface that's red. If it's cloudy water, once again, it does seem to jump out, particularly our tone of red. It's really obvious, and the smell combination in it makes it an absolute winning bait if the water you're fishing is cloudy or muddy. Absolute cracker there. And then we come to my all-time favourite, and I think a lot of people's favourite as well, pink. For years, people's favourite was yellow, but pink has now become the people's choice, really, and you can see why. If you look at underwater again, there's very, very little that's pink. And if we look at our colour wheel, which is on the top of the Hit and Run pots, this is the spectrum of light that is normally below the water. So green through to yellow, depending on the sunlight and also the weed growth. If you go the opposite end of that, what do you get? You get red and pink. So that means red and pink stand out an awful lot more. Plus, of course, the flavour combos that we've got in that work really, really well too. And the carp here at the moment, they're absolutely loving the pink. They're outstripping the yellows infinitely. I don't know how many bites I've had now, maybe 9. I think I've had 8 on pink, 1 on yellow. Absolutely superb. And the pink stands out over weed, it stands out over gravelly bottoms, it stands out over sandy bottoms. It is just a brilliant, brilliant colour. It's like a toned down red, where red is really vibrant, come here and get me. Pink is a little bit more subtle, but believe me, they find it and they absolutely love it.